They say the people closest to you know exactly where to strike so there's no bruise. But your heart just stops. My marriage didn't end because of an affair or money. It shattered into a million pieces because of a single USB drive that my best friend and best man, Artem, presented to us in front of the entire wedding hall. Alina and I had been building toward this day for 5 years. She was the kind of girl they call a saint. Gentle, kind. She worked for a charity foundation, pulling people out of the deepest pits. I adored her. But I had one weakness. I couldn't keep my mouth shut around Artem. We had been friends since kindergarten, and I considered him my second self. 3 years ago, when Alina and I almost broke up because of her depression, she confessed something terrifying to me. It was a family secret. Her father, whom everyone saw as a hero and a philanthropist, was actually a tyrant who had ruined her mother's life. Alina had spent years paying people for their silence just to protect the family's reputation and her sick mother's peace. She told me this in tears, begging, "If this ever comes out, I won't survive the shame." I promised. But one night, over a bottle of whiskey, I told Artem how hard it was for me to carry this burden with her. I didn't just betray her. I made her pain my conversation piece. I thought my friend was just supporting me. At the wedding, everything was like a fairy tale. Expensive, beautiful, hundreds of guests, including the city's elite and her father's business partners. When Artem stood up to give a toast, he wasn't holding a glass. He was holding a remote for the projector. "Friends," he said with that signature smirk of his, "we all know Alina as an angel, but I want to show you how devoted a daughter she really is. My friend told me a story that deserves a movie, and I've prepared a little video about the real face of this family." The screen didn't show our childhood photos. It showed documents, bank statements of hush money payments, and an audio recording of my own voice, detailing everything Alina had trusted me with that night. It turned out the bastard had been recording our conversation 2 years ago. The room went so silent, you could hear the air conditioner humming. Alina's father clutched his heart. Her mother simply slid off her chair. And Alina, she didn't scream. She looked at me, and in her eyes I saw something die. It wasn't anger. It was emptiness. Artem leaned into the microphone and added, "This is my gift to you, buddy. Now you have no secrets. Live happily ever after." The wedding ended in 5 minutes. Police, an ambulance for her father, pure chaos. When we were left alone in the hotel room, Alina took off her veil, folded it neatly, and said, "You know what's worse? Artem is just a scumbag. He did what scumbags do. But you were my wall. And it turns out you were just a window that anyone could look through while I was naked." She left an hour later. The next morning, I found out that Artem did it because he had been secretly in love with Alina for years. When she rejected him in college, he swore to destroy her life at her peak moment of happiness. But he couldn't have done it without my tongue. 3 months have passed. I've lost my job, my friends, and my wife. Alina's father is suing me for disclosing confidential information, but that's nothing compared to what I see every night in my dreams. Alina's face the moment she heard my voice over the speakers, betraying her life for the price of a bottle of whiskey. Remember, sometimes the enemy doesn't come with a weapon. He comes with a glass in his hand and sits next to you as a best friend. And real betrayal doesn't smell like a mistress's perfume. It smells like the alcohol that made you spill someone else's soul. Does a man deserve forgiveness if he just needed to vent? Or is Artem the only criminal in this story? I'm waiting for your thoughts in the comments.